All right, let's dive right in. We're going to talk about a massive, multi-billion-dollar market that's, well, it's pretty much hiding in plain sight. Think of it like a gold rush, but it's all happening right there on your Google search results page. And the tools we're talking about, they're basically the digital picks and shovels for this gold rush. So yeah, let's start digging and see just how deep this thing really goes.
Let this number sink in for a second. 1.2 times billion dollars. That's the projection for the SEO rank tracker tool market by 2031. I mean, we're talking about software whose entire job is just to watch Google and tell you who's winning. It's a huge number for something that sounds, well, kind of simple on the surface, right? Okay, so that naturally leads to the big question, doesn't it? What is this market really? And why in the world is it just exploding? The answer, and this is the really interesting part, it reveals a pretty fundamental shift in how the whole internet is starting to work.
All right, section one. We're calling this a billion-dollar blind spot. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Unpack the massive growths of SEO rank tracking. Let's pull back the curtain on this because the numbers here tell a really clear story. This isn't just some temporary trend. It's a major shift. Just look at this chart. The growth is, well, it's pretty staggering. And more importantly, it's so consistent. The market is set to more than double in just 7 years, on track to hit that $1.2 billion mark by 2031. That's a compound annual growth rate of 10.5%. What that tells you is that the need for these tools isn't a fad. It's becoming a totally essential part of doing business online. So, what's pouring fuel on this fire? It's really a perfect storm of 4 key drivers. First, you've got AI delivering way smarter insights than we've ever had before. Then there's the cloud, making these tools super accessible to literally everyone. Of course, the nonstop boom in e-commerce is raising the stakes for everyone. And finally, you're seeing big companies, the enterprise-level players, finally treating SEO like the top-tier marketing channel it is. You put all that together, and you've got some serious momentum. Okay, next section, beyond 10 blue links. And this is about why the old search metrics just don't work anymore. To really get what's happening, you have to understand that the Google search page you see today, it's just radically different from the one you saw even a few years ago. The old way of measuring success, just counting those blue links, is officially obsolete. Think of it like this, okay? Old SEO was like looking at a simple numbered list. Your only goal, be number 1 on that list. Easy. Modern SEO, though, it's more like competing in a busy, bustling digital city square. It's not just about one spot anymore. It's about owning the map feature over here, the video screen over there, the Q&A board, all at the same time. The whole focus has shifted from just your average position to your total visibility. And this brings us to a really crucial term you have to know, the SERP feature. SERP just stands for Search Engine Results Page. The page you see after you Google something. So a feature is basically anything on that page that isn't one of those classic 10 blue links. And let me tell you, these days, these features are everywhere. And you've absolutely seen all of these, probably without even thinking about it. You know that little map that shows local businesses? That's a local pack. The row of videos you can scroll through? That's a video carousel. And that box at the very top of the page that gives you a direct answer? We call that a featured snippet. This is the new battlefield. Winning in modern SEO means winning these features, period. All right, new section. Let's get practical with choosing your tracking tool. Because now that things are so much more complex, how does a business actually pick the right tool to navigate this whole new landscape? As you're about to see, it is definitely not a one-size-fits-all kind of deal. You can basically break the market down into 3 distinct groups, and each one has a totally different shopping list. You've got your small and medium-sized businesses, the SMBs, who really just need the essentials. Then you have the huge enterprises, and they're demanding massive scale and the ability to plug all this SEO data into their complex analytic systems. And then there are the agencies and freelancers. These folks are juggling dozens of clients, and they live or die by their ability to create powerful automated reports. So, if you're in the market for one of these tools, here is a 5-point checklist to guide you. It's super helpful. Number 1, test for accuracy. You have to make sure it's accurate in the locations and on the devices that matter to your customers. 2, check its SERP feature coverage. Does it actually track the specific features you're trying to win? 3, ensure it can scale with you. You don't want to outgrow it in 6 months. 4, demand automation and alerts. Seriously, you need daily alerts for major rank changes, not sitting there doing manual spot checks. And finally, number 5, verify its connectivity and APIs. Can it easily plug into the other data tools your business relies on, like Google Analytics or your data warehouse? Ticking these 5 boxes is pretty much the blueprint for making a smart investment.
Okay, let's move on to the real bottom line here, from ranks to revenue. Because, look, tracking is really only half the battle. The ultimate goal, and the real reason this market is absolutely booming, is about connecting all this visibility data to the one thing every single business cares about: revenue. So let's look at how you actually draw that line.
You know, this quote from the source material just says it all. Performance accountability means linking search visibility to pipeline and revenue. The days of just going to your boss and saying, hey, we're ranking number 3 are long gone. Now the question you're going to get is, okay, we're number 3. So what? How much money did that actually make us? It is all about performance accountability now.
So how do you answer that tough question? How do you prove the value? Thankfully, there's a surprisingly straightforward framework you can use to calculate the exact return on investment, the ROI, from all your SEO work. It really just breaks down into 3 simple parts. First, incremental sessions. This is just the new traffic you got because your rankings improved. So if you went from 100 visits a month to 150, your incremental sessions are 50. Simple. Second, your user conversion rate. Of those 50 new visitors, what percentage actually bought something or signed up for a demo? And third, the lifetime value or average order value. Basically, what's each new customer worth to you? Once you know these 3 numbers, that's where the magic happens. And when you put it all together, you get this really powerful formula. Your new traffic times the rate at which they become paying customers times what each of those customers is actually worth to you equals the incremental revenue. This is the cold hard cash your SEO efforts generated. This is how you prove its value in the boardroom.
All right, final section. Let's look ahead. The future of search. So what's next for rank tracking? The search page is about to go through another massive evolution, and it's being driven almost entirely by artificial intelligence. And of course, the tools we use to track it are going to have to evolve right along with it.
Here's the big idea, the main takeaway for what's coming next. The future of measurement isn't about a static rank on a page. It's not about being number 3 or number 4. It's about measuring a user's experience within a much more dynamic, much more personalized, and AI-driven search world.
So what does that actually mean? Well, it means tracking your visibility inside things like Google's new AI overviews. You know those AI-generated summaries you're starting to see at the top of the page? It means figuring out how to measure performance when the search results are personalized for every single user. And ultimately, it's going to require a much, much deeper understanding of user intent and the ability to feed all of this incredibly complex data right into a company's core business intelligence systems. And that really leaves us with the final critical question for everyone. The game is changing in real time, literally as we speak, as AI completely rewrites the rules of search. The challenge for every single business isn't just about tracking what matters today, it's about being prepared to track what's going to matter tomorrow. Thanks so much for tuning in.